Hello. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your time with me. It's been a little while. I think maybe like a month, but it was the holidays, so that's my excuse. I had no time to film a video. But here we are. I wanted to do the video that I'm arguably most excited for, that I've been looking forward to truly all year. Because there's nothing quite as satisfying as getting through an entire year's worth of journaling. So this is what today's video is about. I'm going to give you a little flip through of all the goodies I completed in 2024. Again, I'm so deeply excited for this. I will not be going through this actual notebook because, spoiler alert, inside here is actually my 2025 spread. I've kind of sorted that out already. And in fact, I've even cheated and flipped it back to 2024 just for that video entry. But we've moved on to 2025. So I won't be going through the notebook because the inserts have been removed. But fret not, they are all right here. These were all the notebooks I completed this year in my Traveler's Notebook system. Or not this year, I guess last year, in 2024. And I've been storing them in the Traveler's Notebook binders. They don't really all fit in here, which is very annoying, but most of them fit in here, so I've been settling with that. But it is a bit annoying. For those of you that aren't familiar, the binder opens like this, and then you grab your notebook and you find the middle. Bloop. And then you kind of hold it in here. You grab one of the pegs that it comes with, you put it into the bottom, put it into the top, clipped. Boom, and it's in there. That's it. Very simple. Let me take it out so I can show them to you. Okay, let's have some semblance of order here. If you watched my How I Journal, my love letter to the Traveler's Notebook, you know that my daily system is the daily, where it's a vertical spread, a horizontal weekly spread, and then, Parker's gonna get mad that her face is in there. The weekly spreads with the note memo, note, whatever, the empty page on this side, so that I can do whatever I please. And it's just daily little snippets, and whichever day I want to elaborate on further, I do that on this side. This is my daily thing. And they're split into, it's the first 6 months of the year and then the second 6 months of the year, although actually this is the first one. Yeah, daily 1 and daily 2 of 2. So in this part of the year, let me center us. Okay, that's better. In the second half of the year is when I decided, or when I cracked the code really, of what it is that I wanted to do in these monthly highlights, or these monthly trackers, because I didn't know what to do. And I decided to turn them into monthly highlights. I think I explained this before in my other video if you want a more thorough explanation, but very briefly, these are just my highlights of each month in photos and very slight snippets. I haven't even finished pasting these in, so to be caught up with. And then the next one is my personal highlights. So things that are more related to me and my small goals and joys, as opposed to things that I've done with other humans mainly. And then this is kind of like my yearbook, but I haven't, I keep forgetting to tell my friends to do it when I'm with them. So far there's only 2 people on here, but it's very sweet and I really like the idea. So I'm going to carry that through. And the rest is the same. You know, I have so many different days in here. And what's really interesting is the second half of the year, which is this one, I could really tell that I had found my groove because every spread really felt like something I was actually proud of. Whereas when I was first starting it, again, I didn't even know that I wanted to do the highlights at the beginning, so I couldn't go back and find highlights. So I have this year's top media. And these are albums that I've loved. I have to think of another one. Not to think of, but just to choose the final one. I have TV shows that I either rewatched and were comfort rewatches or just first time watches that I loved. So The OC was a rewatch. And then The Bear was the newer season. Baby Reindeer, Nobody Wants This. And then movies that absolutely rocked my world. So that's here. Feel free to stop and snoop if you're interested. And then again, I did this retroactively. So I had to really flip through my camera roll and figure out what it is that I wanted to do for each month's highlight. So there are some blanks. Again, this was kind of just what happens when you figure out what it is you want to do 6 months after the fact. Okay, moving forward, this is where you'll see I actually started January 29th with the system because last year in January, I was really struggling with how I wanted to sort this whole spread out, and I just decided that I'd rather take more time with it than to rush it and then not stick to it. And it actually worked out brilliantly because starting from January 29th, I stuck to it without a problem. And as you can see here, for a while I was doing tasks on this side, but I quickly stopped doing that because I wanted to write more things. So see, there's some tasks here, but I started carrying out personal detail or things about my week that I wanted to have more room to write about. And again, there's some that are really sweet, and I think, I was clearly finding my rhythm and my groove. I also didn't write at all underneath the dates, if you can see, whereas as the months went on, I did write underneath the date. It's just so sweet. Oh, my heart. Okay, this is actually a great segue because this is kind of where it gets a bit sparse, if you will. Look at this. See, huge gaps, mainly doing titles in here. Again, quite sparse. But this is because I was backpacking during this time. This is when we got back, actually. I have to keep this covered because it is my partner's hospital wristband, and it has too much information on there that shouldn't be on the internet. He's fine. We just got very sick when we came back from our travels. Anyway, I bring this up because these spreads are very sparse because I brought an entire insert for that trip. So that brings me to the other inserts that I accumulated this year that aren't just the weekly ones. Okay, so we have this one, which is truly just, look at how chunky that is. And I also have this teeny little notebook inside where I was keeping track of like little tiny things, expenses, recommendations, whatever. So I've just kept that in there for the nostalgia. Okay. The return, meaning this is the first time I have backpacked since the pandemic. So it was so thrilling, so exciting. This was our little itinerary. Anyway, this is just so special. And I look back at my travel journals all the time. People always ask me that, if it's something I actually look back on, and I do 1,010%. I do. I think travel journaling is also very liberating because it really makes you look at any little piece of paper and any little, business card and paper wrapping as potential. So a lot of these things were just glued in from like what my bao bun was wrapped in, or like I said, a business card, free maps. So much. I have to whisper because otherwise I would blow your eardrums off if you're wearing headphones. This spread, oh my god, sorry, I actually need to calm down. Whew. Topping & Company, okay, there are a few locations for this bookstore has a few locations, but the one I went to was the one in Edinburgh, and it was perfect. I cannot explain. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. It was one of the most magical, wholesome experiences I've had in a bookstore in so long. I cried and cried and cried. It was very cathartic for very many and rather complicated reasons. So I'll just leave it at that. It was a beautiful experience. And I had to do an entire spread for it, and I created this little window hinge. Taped in some of the receipts and stuff from the books that I purchased. So sweet. This was when I escaped to Dublin for like 30 hours. And where is it? I think it's on the next page. And I was hunting my favorite vegan yogurt, High and Low, and I found it. So we cut up the box it came in, and I taped it in here. It's the peach yogurt by Alpro. It is fantastic. I actually, years ago, quick little tangent, but relevant tangent, I went to London for the first time in 2018, I believe it was, and I tried the Alpro peach yogurt for the first time, and I truly transcended. It was such an amazing experience as someone that has been vegan for so long. It really just made me feel like the possibilities were endless, and I actually emailed Alpro and inquired about the possibilities of them bringing the yogurt to Canada. And they were just like, we have no interest. No interest. So yeah, there's still no Alpro in Canada. Actually, that's a lie. There's like maybe 2 products from Alpro in Canada, but no yogurt, tragically. Moving on. But the 30 hours that I went to Dublin and abandoned my sweet angel partner in Edinburgh, he went to an owl sanctuary, and he knows how much I love to journal and how important it is for me to capture all the details, that he, bless him, saved his little ticket so that I could glue it in here. and he sent me some photos of his favorite owls, and we went to Boots to print them out. So that's a little tip for people that are like, how do you keep all of these things? One, a lot of it is, doing it yourself and making sure you're putting in the time and effort to save ephemera. But also if you have a partner that takes it just as seriously on your behalf, it is tremendously helpful. This was our favorite restaurant that we tried probably in the entire 5 weeks that we were backpacking. It was phenomenal. If you're in Edinburgh or are going to Edinburgh, and not even if you're vegan, honestly, because my partner is not vegan and he thought this was some of the best food he's ever had. It was a Malaysian restaurant. It was fantastic. We went 3 times. It was so good. More cutie little photos. Again, I cut up this business card. We went back to the bookstore because, again, I'm obsessed. I still am, and I dream of the day that I get to return. Okay, you get the gist, right? Like, travel journal. Very much beautiful, fun, lovely travel journal that has some blank spots because I'm only human. You know that song? Okay. Moving on. Boop. Then we have another insert, which is from, this is the one which actually has gotten really dented. I recently dropped it by my desk and I didn't realize, so it looks really mangled, but I explained this one at length in my video. It's my regular diary. In February, I would, come in, and I don't really know what it is that I write here. So I have to be a bit careful. But yeah, I would write the entries and a title for each entry so I know what it is that I'm writing about, and I do that for each month. Again, I explain this in detail in my other video, but if there are any heavy entries, I try to do this like protective screen so that I don't see the content right away. I do sometimes type things up if there's simply too much to say, and I don't want to do that to my hand. Anyway, that's that. We're almost done. This one is from the month that I spent in Mexico with my family. Again, very fun, very wonderful. This is my mom's dog and my grandma's dog and their best friends, Tesla and Flica. I was doodling. These are my favorite chips on planet Earth. They're called Chips Fuego. Oh my god, they're so good. Another little window hinge, but this side is empty. Will I ever fill it out? Uncertain. I bought these really, really cheap watercolor brushes that I was very excited about. I ate my favorite baby food. It's mango baby food, so I don't feel really that embarrassed about it. But that's the Gerber baby. Get rid. So I cut it up and glued it there, and it's so cute. You get the idea. Oh, that's fine. This is so old. Oh, I actually found this is like my dad's Rush ticket from 2002. Insane. Anyway, that's my grandpa's library, which I worked at almost every day while being there. That's it, okay? You get again, there's some empty pages in here still. Like, that's very much empty. Hopefully I'll fill that in at some point. And lastly is this one. This is a new type of traveler's notebook. What's it called? Traveler's notebook. I've never tried the accordion style, and this was so satisfying to do. This was actually a transfer sticker sheet that I got separately. Let's see if I can see it. Okay, here. It just comes like this. And I thought it was perfect to use as the cover of my notebook. So I took the time to transfer them all on here. And I had to cut some out and rearrange them to fill the gaps. But it looks brilliant, and it looks like I had it like professionally printed on. Not professionally, but just like I bought it like this. And I'm really excited about this because, again, it's the accordion style, which I had never used before. Look at this. Are you ready? Wait. Anyway, this was so fun, and it was exciting because it was just something different from what I typically do. Oh, and did I mention I did this insert because for Christmas I went to Ontario to spend Christmas with my dad, my brother, and my friends. So yeah, I decided to keep a separate insert for that. And it turned out so beautifully. Isn't it just the loveliest? Come on. Alas. That is all, my friends. Those are all the notebooks I used up in 2024. Again, thank you so much for being here and watching this video. I really, really, really appreciate it. I'm so excited to continue sharing these things in 2025, as well as some books, because I read some very good books in 2024 as well, and I'm also very excited to read more things in 2025. So yeah, I hope everyone's journal planning is going well, and everyone's reading plans are going well. And I will see you when I see you. Bye! Mwah.